our friends that couldn't make it. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so today we are going to talk to you guys about a topic that actually I've been getting a lot of requests to have a team call about. It's converting challengers to coaches. Because we all know that some of the best coaches start out as challengers. It's not always the case, but it's one great source to grow your team because these people understand the programs, they understand the sisterhood and the community, and they get the nutrition programs. So they're already a step ahead. So they are definitely great people to join your team. And then we can also talk a little bit about Sean Week at the end and how to really hype that up. And then, yeah, we'll open the floor to questions. Virginia, do you want to add anything before we begin? Oh, sorry, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm super excited. This is also a topic that I get sometimes from newer coaches too. And it's actually pretty simple. So I think you guys will benefit from this call, just hearing kind of what we do and some tips and tricks that you can take away and hopefully implement into your business as well.
The first thing really, it starts off with the challengers. So your challenge groups need to be on point. So as a coach, you can't just sign people up and then add them into a group and never post in it. That's not okay. You are the ultimate role model. You're the ultimate challenger. So you need to show them what it's like to be successful with a program, but also what it's like to be a coach. Because I know both Team Just Keep Pushing and Team Full Heart, we are about empowering people and getting them lifted up higher so that they can reach their potential. But in order to do that, we really need to put heart and soul into our challenge groups.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I put my whole heart and soul into those challenge groups. And even if you're a new coach and you're in those challenge groups, make sure that you're adding value and commenting, because soon enough you'll branch off and you'll start to do your own challenge group. So if you're in my group or Kirsten's group as an apprentice coach, make sure that you're posting in there. If people have questions, you can totally answer them. I'm sure we'll see it too. We'll add. But the more people interacting and commenting, the more chances of those challengers having such a great experience. And that's exactly what you want. You want them to fall in love with these challenge groups. That's why I signed up. I was absolutely obsessed with the challenge groups after 5 days. And I was like, I love this. I want to, whatever my coach does, I'm going to do it. I don't even know really what she does, but I want to do it. Because I was absolutely in love with the post every morning, checking in with someone, having someone to ask questions, having someone to send before pictures. I absolutely loved it. So since I signed up almost 4 years ago now, I have ran a challenge group. Obviously, I was in my coach's group for about 3 months, and then I branched off on my own, and I've ran a challenge group every single month because I know how much I loved it. And I know there's so many other people that will love these groups too, because so often I hear people say, they don't have motivation, they don't have support. And so many people fall in love with those challenge groups if it's a great challenge group, if you are adding value, if you are leading and showing them that these workouts really do work and the meal plans really do work. And so you just have to lead by example, and you will find some amazing challengers that will turn into coaches in those challenge groups.
Yeah, it's so true. So that first tip is make sure your challenge groups rock. That you don't have to be the most clever coach in the world. You don't need to make great graphics, but you have one of the best tools. You can go live every day in your challenge group and just say, hey guys, I want to see your sweaty selfies. Let's see this. Get people pumped up. Be your own version of Sean T. I don't know if you guys thought today, he was speaking to your soul after today's workout. He was just looking into me. And I thought that's the energy we need to bring to our challenge groups as coaches. Lift people up, speak to them, and really lift them higher. So yeah, get your challenge groups on point. And like Virginia said, even if it's not your group per se, if you're an apprentice coach and you're in your coaches group, treat it as if it's your own. Treat it as if, you want to be the best coach you can be, and post every day. We want to see that for sure. And that shows leadership, not only to us, but also to your challengers. So they start to see that. So the conversion from that challenger to a coach happens with a conversation. And a lot of people kind of get caught up in that, right? They get nervous, like, what do I say? But I remember when Morgan said to me that I would make a great coach, I didn't think like, what a scam. I didn't think, what does she want now? I was flattered. I was so incredibly flattered that she thought me, little old me, would be good at what she does because her groups were that good. I thought, you think I can do this? You really think I can do this? And I was flattered beyond belief. So I promise you, if you reach out to a challenger of yours and say, I am beyond impressed with your, motivation in this group. You are already behaving like a coach. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? 2 sentences, 1 sentence. Seriously, that's all it has to be. Send them a compliment and you can even build it up if you're nervous at first. Today, let's say you send them a message and it just says like, your post today was amazing. Thank you so much. Great. Then tomorrow, maybe the same thing. They post another bomb post. Make sure you compliment them and really thank them for being such a good leader. Day 3, maybe you go, okay, I need to ask you. It has been weighing on my heart. Have you been thinking about coaching? Because you seriously would be amazing at this. And then chances are, if they're already posting like that, it's probably on their mind. But the funny thing is, despite how much I love challenge groups, despite how much I love the community, if Morgan hadn't asked me to coach, there is no way I would have gotten out of my comfort zone and asked her if I could join her team. I don't see that ever being an option. I wasn't that type of person at that point in my life to go out of my comfort zone and seek out an opportunity. I was all about comfort zones, sticking with them, doing what I knew. Doing that challenge group alone was beyond my comfort zone. So don't ever hesitate to ask somebody, especially a challenger that's showing really good initiative, if they've ever thought of it.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing I do is I usually do the first or second week, I'll do a giveaway prize. And I will look through and see who's participating and who, looks like they might be a great coach. And I usually try to pick them as the winner, out of the draw, because the draw is me. So I usually kind of look for someone that has coach potential and send them that gift because they're participating and there's a chance that they may sign up as a coach down the road. So I definitely try and go the extra mile for people that I just see the potential in them, because I know whenever I receive gifts, I feel like super special and important, and, hopefully they'll just love the challenge groups even more because they won a prize from you and they'll appreciate it. And they'll just be more excited about the challenge in general. So that's one thing I definitely try and do. I usually let them be in the challenge group for the first week so they can just take it all in. And then after that first week, that's usually when I will bring up coaching and just something super simple. Thank them for participating, thank them for being a great challenger, and just kind of slide it in there like, have you ever considered becoming a coach? Just something short and sweet. You don't have to, go on a tangent and be like, this is coaching and it's so amazing and you should do it and you're awesome and let's go and do this long paragraph. Just make it short and sweet, simple. And then you can tell them you want some more info, and you can add them either into our coach sneak peek or into a webinar, or just jump on the phone with them. That's honestly the best way to do it, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And that kind of brings me to my next topic, is sneak peeks. You have to advertise for them. You have to invite people to them, because they are a really, really great way, not only for those people to get to know you and to know that you're honest and you're, full of integrity and you are excited about your job, but it gives them the details that we don't often share on social media, because that's usually what people find spammy, or they don't necessarily want to know all the ins and outs. So these sneak peek groups are a really, really great way to educate your followers. And if your upline is hosting a sneak peek, you are 100% able to advertise for it as your own. Say, hey, my team is hosting a sneak peek because you're part of this team. It starts such and such a date. If you've ever been curious about what I do, join us. That's a really, really great way to make that transition between challenger to coach. And it fills in the gaps because they kind of get an idea. They see that you post every day. They see kind of the ins and the outs, but they want to know some of the background information, like what's the sign up like, and what kind of income can I expect to make, and what's the compensation plan like. Those are things that people want to learn. So I think that's a really important step. And if you have been adding to your uplines sneak peek for a little while, maybe it's time to pair up with a success partner and host your own. And who cares if you have 15 people in it? That's valuable, and you can keep adding people until you host another one. So don't be afraid that your sneak peek's too small, or you don't know everything, because Lord knows I don't know everything yet. I share my story, I share my journey, and that's how that goes. So I think if you guys are really serious about growing your teams and converting challengers, think about pairing up with someone to host a sneak peek and get outside your comfort zone. And I find that when I force myself to level up and I start behaving like a 5-star coach, I want to think like an elite coach. What would an elite coach be doing today or this month? They'd probably be hosting a sneak peek, right? So get into that mentality and start leveling up your behavior, because like I said in the Emerald video I did today, your intentions are great. Intentions are lovely, but without action, they mean nothing. So that goes for converting challengers too. You can't just expect that they're going to come to you and ask questions. You can't expect that they're going to just come to you and say, hey, I'm ready. I want to be a coach now. Sometimes they need a little bit more information, or they need that pep talk from you saying that you think they'd be good at it.
Yeah, definitely. And another tip I have for you guys is, so in my challenge groups, I kind of have a potential list of challengers. Make sure to interact on their social media. If they're posting stuff on their social media, make sure that you are interacting with them, because when you take interest in them, they're going to take more interest into you. So make sure you're interacting with them. And then also with Facebook algorithms and all that stuff, when you're interacting with them, your stuff will show up on their feed more. So you want to make sure that you're interacting with them. So hopefully they'll see your post about a sneak peek coming up. And then if you've already talked to them, or if you're about to, they already have seen it once. So they're like, oh, that's that thing she just posted about. So I encourage you guys to use Instagram stories too. Make sure you're on there every day, letting people know what's up, what's going to be next, because a lot of times people do not take the time to read your Instagram posts. They don't. There'll be long paragraphs. I know even myself, I won't read somebody's long thing unless I'm, super interested in them. So make sure you use those snap stories, because they're short and sweet, and people's attention spans these days are like 10 seconds long. So you have 10 seconds to, say something short and sweet, get their attention, put a little filter on, do something fun, put some words on it, because a lot of times people probably won't even turn the volume on. So you might want to, I know there's the one little graphic that says sound on. So then maybe they'll put the sound on for it. But you just have to try all these different things and make sure that you're not just inviting one way. You have to do it different ways, because you never know. There'll be different people that love Instagram that are hardly ever on Facebook, or maybe that challenger, maybe she loves Instagram. So make sure you find her on Instagram and go love all her posts on Instagram, because maybe she's sharing her journey on there. And if you think, oh, I looked at her Facebook, she's not posting, you never know. She might be blowing it up on Instagram, posting all this amazing stuff. So make sure you really take interest into those challengers and just build that relationship, because they may not sign up right away, but maybe a month or 2 months down the road, they will.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. For me, Instagram is the number one way that I get Success Club points. Usually it'll happen that I meet someone on Instagram and then they add me on Facebook, and then we communicate through Facebook. But that's usually how it goes. So whether you're investing in sponsoring ads or hiring a company or a person to start promoting your page, whatever it may be, I think that investing your time into Instagram and Instagram stories is well worth it. Hands up for those of you that watched Jen Richardson's video on Instagram training. Can you see a show of hands? It was amazing, was it not? Like, did you not learn like 500 tips? It was so, so good. And even when I think I know it all about Instagram, it's like, oh, like I didn't know that. Okay, we're writing all this stuff down. So it's always changing. You always have to kind of keep, up to date and Googling and researching and watching YouTube videos, but it's worth it, you guys. It's worth learning how to take a good picture on your Instagram or on your phone to post there. And I know we're getting off on a bit of a tangent, but it's all kind of relative, because without these steps ahead of time, it's harder to convert those challengers, right? So sometimes we get those people who say like, hey, like I want to start coaching. What's this Beachbody thing? And you have to change your approach a little bit, right? So it's like, yeah, like we do X, Y, and Z. I absolutely love it. And I can't stress enough about voicing excitement in every conversation you have when you're talking about coaching. If there's not like an exclamation point and an emoji in there, like you got to do that. I honestly feel like just building that excitement or using voice notes so people can hear your voice about how much you love your job. I think that's so great. And then people are like, oh my God, like you're fired up. All right. Like I want whatever you're drinking because that is working. So I think just bringing excitement, even on days where you're like feeling not as excited, you got to bring that excitement to every conversation because that's what gets people intrigued. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about converting challengers over to coaches because it's simple. It really is. Like, it's just a matter of being consistent with that behavior, making sure that you're always having those discussions. And, sure, you might not have a new challenger to talk to every day about coaching, but maybe there's someone on Instagram that you're following that they're just sharing their workouts, right? So maybe they're just sharing their gym routine. Maybe they're doing like BBG or whatever. Maybe you reach out to them and say, girl, like, are you a coach too? Like, you're killing it. And they'll be like, what? What are you talking about? I do that all the time. I'll be like, oh my God, I love your account. Are you a coach too? And then they'll be like, what do you mean? I'll be like, oh, Beachbody coach. I thought you were a Beachbody coach. They'll be like, no, what is that? I'm like, oh, I'm a Beachbody coach. I'm like, tell me more. So that's one thing I do is I compliment people and I say, oh, I love your account. It's great. And then I tell them like, yeah, like you're doing what I do, but you could definitely earn an income by doing it. And then they're intrigued. Or your personal trainer. Well, you could actually like reach more people because you can only help a certain amount of people a day in person, but this helps you broaden your clientele. So yeah, I want to look at Danielle, what she said. Oh yeah. I think it's a great way to connect with people and to build those relationships for sure. Does anyone have questions or any tips on how they convert challengers or how that process looks like for them? I know I see some diamonds on the call. Anyone? Cassie?
I think you guys covered it. Honestly, that's exactly what I do. And we actually have a point system in our challenge group right now. And they get points for sharing their journey on their social media and tagging us in it. So then they're like doing these coach actions without being a coach. And then it's like they are getting interest from other people. And I'm like, well, you could actually sign that person up yourself. But other than that, yeah, I honestly think that most challengers are the best coaches. Just because they love everything that we do. And if you can start getting them to share their journey, then they can rock it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you guys covered pretty much all of it that I can think of. Mm-hmm.
Can we look up?
I'll add something too quickly. Something I do is to just reassure them that they don't have to be at their goal weight. Mm-hmm. I know I actually waited to have that before and after photo. And I mean, there are plus size Beachbody coaches who are mentioned every week in the National Wake Up Call with their high SC points. So like, it's not an image. We're not looking for the before and after. It's like, you can rock your business throughout your journey. And it's just being really open and connecting with those people who are in a similar situation as you. And I think there is a bit of a misconception that a Beachbody coach is kind of at the end of their journey. I have so many people who say, oh, maybe when I lose 10 more pounds. And it's like, no, while you're on your journey, you can do this. And I wish I would have started earlier, but I really waited. And so that's something I try and teach all my new people.
Yeah, that's so important, I think, because a lot of people assume that being in the fitness and wellness industry, that would be a requirement, right? Like that, I could see how people would assume that. And it couldn't be more true that like a real life human with real life goals and hurdles and struggles is far more inspiring than someone who's perfect. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And I've had a lot of girls sign up that haven't done challenge groups. And I just tell them, you know what, you're already living a healthy lifestyle. The bottom line of coaching is to help inspire other people to live a healthy lifestyle. So you don't have to have that experience with Beachbody as long as you trust me, because these programs are legit, and trust that there is a workout program for, I would say 95% of the population. There is a Beachbody workout program that would fit their needs. And you can start at any time as long as you start incorporating those Beachbody workouts and some shakes in there, start talking about a fitness challenge, online fitness group. Anyone can start at any time. And I feel like before I kind of was skeptical of starting people off that had never done a challenge group. But and more, I'm just getting confident about it, because anyone can do this at any point. If it's the very beginning of their Beachbody journey, or if they've been doing it for a couple months, anyone can start coaching as long as you start posting consistently and start doing those vital behaviors.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And, you know, even like, I know a coach of mine, Monica, she has to get knee surgery, and like she's still like rocking her business, even though like she's doing her workouts, but she's not going to be able to for a certain period of time. And like Nicole, with your surgery, you still run your business, you still inspire people, but it's from a different level. Like you can still talk about nutrition. That's a huge part that a lot of us fail to really put an emphasis on. And there's so many components of health and wellness and personal development that, you know, even if you're not able to physically do an intense workout, you're more than capable to inspire people still. If you have the ability to type on your phone or your computer and go live, you know, and talk to people, you're able to do it. Like Katie Ersta, like rocking her business, like while going through cancer treatment, like that's incredible. Like it's amazing. And she wasn't able to work out. Like it's about your heart, and it's about how invested you are in the people that you're helping. It's not necessarily about, you know, maintaining an image or being perfect on social media. It's about being real and being inspiring from that perspective.
Yeah, and honestly, go look at, if you guys don't follow Raina Odell, she's went through like so much stuff. And I still go look at her page every day and she's not even working out, but just her journey. And I'm sure her following has went up because now she has like a niche market of, what does she have?
Ulcerative
colitis.
Yeah, colitis. That's what she had. And so really you can share whatever you're sharing about, just share about your life, because you're going to find people like you dealing with stuff like you. And so many people want to be healthy. So she has this niche market of people dealing with this chronic disease, and they're all trying to be healthier and eat better because that's going to have less flare-ups for their disease. And even another coach, Meg, I don't even know how to say her last name. It starts with a W. She has thyroid issues, and she goes with that. She has such a niche market for people that are dealing with thyroid problems. And I'm sure so many of her coaches all have thyroid issues, but you can connect with people. So even if you're dealing with some type of chronic disease or a surgery, or, you know, something happens where you can't work out, you can always share about something in your life. And that's what this business is about. It's about connecting with people who are like you, people that you want to work with. And that's how your business is going to boom.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons I love Instagram so much, is because it connects you with those people and with your niche market a little bit easier than Facebook, because you can hashtag. And it was hilarious. Today I got a Woofu application for coaching from a girl that follows me on Instagram. And so I was chatting with her after work, and I said, oh, like, what attracted you to Team Full Heart? And she said, actually, to be honest, I was searching the hashtag pink hair and you came up. And I was like, see, and that's not something I had always done. I was always doing fitness and nutrition related posts or hashtags. And now I started doing, like, I'll look at the picture and I'll be like, what's in this picture? Okay, pink hair. There's a Blue Jays ball cap. There's like the great outdoors, hiking, like all this stuff. And then I'll add in a couple fitness related ones. But she's joining my team because she was looking at the hashtag pink hair. Like that's how crazy Instagram is. So I think it's really important to not just use, if you listen to Jen, like don't use like fitness, like beach body, like that a million other people are using and get lost right away. If you use something that's a little smaller in numbers as far as usage, you can really reach a lot more people. People will see it. So that's pretty cool. And that's why I'm so passionate about Instagram. I just think it's the coolest platform available for sure. Okay, guys, we are at half an hour. Any last minute questions or points people want to make? Okay. Well, we got, this was actually a request for a call that I got just this past weekend. So if you have a topic that you want us to cover and go in depth for our next team call, I would love to hear it from you guys because we want to do what you guys need. So let us know. And then for Sean Week, just keep posting like crazy. Like share your journey every day. And like so many people are messaging me being like, hey, like is Sean Week over? Like, can I still join? Because they're seeing it more and more and more. So share your journey. And if you can do the workouts, do them because they are good. Like I'm sore today. Like I'm having difficulty walking today. So they are working. All right.
Great call, you guys. And like Kristen said, if you guys have any requests, just message us. I'm really liking the Tuesday nights. I think it works a lot better, especially in the summer because people are busy on the weekends. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.